At this point, the user can enter some credentials and perform either a sign-in or sign-up operation. While this operation can succeed and allow the user to continue into our app, sometimes those requests might fail. And in those cases, we want to reflect this state to the user so they know something has gone wrong. Our authentication state has an error property within it. We can use this error property within our authentication state to depict that an error has occurred during this authentication process. While this error might be set during the authentication flow, we're not currently utilizing this within our UI to communicate this to the user. To handle this scenario, we're going to create a new composable authentication error dialog, which is going to take this error value and compose it within our UI. Within this composable function, we're going to compose an alert dialog. There are two alert dialog composable functions available, and we're going to use the one with the arguments that allow us to set the text and title, along with a confirm button and handle an on-dismiss request. With that said, let's start building out each of these arguments. We're going to start by using the text composable to set the text body of the dialog. For this, we're simply going to pass in the error that is provided to our dialog composable. Next, we're going to tackle the title. Here, we need to start by adding a new string resource to our resources file. We'll simply call this whoops and give it a name of error title. Then, using the string resource composable function, we'll compose a text composable providing this string as the argument. And because we're working with a title here, we're going to override the default font size of the composable and assign it a value of 18SP. This is so that it is styled larger than the messaging of the dialog. Next, we need to compose a button that will be used to dismiss the alert dialog. This will be provided using the confirm button argument of the composable. We're going to need to start here by adding a new string resource to our resources file. And next, we're going to compose a text button composable for the confirm button argument. Inside of this, we'll use a text composable to compose the action that we just defined in the string resources. And then for the onClick handler, we're going to add a new lambda argument to our dialog composable called onDismiss. And we're going to trigger this in both the onDismiss request lambda and then also in our onClick handler for our confirm button. We'll then hop over to the parent composable and we're going to compose this dialog when required. One thing to note here is that we want to conditionally compose this, so it will only be composed when there is an error present within our state. When performing composition, we can wrap the composition of the authentication error dialog within a content let block, allowing us to assert the nullability of the error property. This way, the block will only be run if error is not null, so our composable will only ever be composed if it should be. For the error argument of our dialog composable, we'll simply pass the error when it is not null here. And then within the handler block, we're simply going to call the handle event function, passing in the error dismissed event type. This means that whenever this is triggered, our state will be updated and the error will be cleared and the dialog will no longer be composed.